Today, I am going to be doing a review on set number 75345, aka the 501st Specialist Battle Pack. This set released in 2023 for a retail price of $20, and this set has 102 parts, 4 minifigures, and an age rating of 6+. And I am pretty sure that this set is supposed to retire by the end of the year. Our first figure in the set is this 501st Heavy Trooper, and it is pretty good. It is based off of the 501st Heavy Trooper from Battlefront 2, which I think is pretty cool. But the print on his helmet does look very nice, and he does use this visor piece in blue, which does look great, but it is a bit boxy, which isn't entirely accurate, but I don't really mind that too much. And the print on his torso is very nice. I like how they included some extra armor, but his backpack definitely left a bit to be desired. While I do like the print on the tile, I feel like they could have done a bit more. And, as you probably expected, he just has a regular clone head. And also, I wish that he had a more unique blaster. And you do actually get 2 of these figures in the set. We also have this 501st Sniper, which I think is also a pretty good figure. The print on his torso is essentially the same as a normal 501st Trooper, but it just has some yellow markings on it. And he also has some blue arms, which I think looks very nice. And he does have this brand new Vibo binocular piece, which I think looks great. But I feel like there definitely should have been some sort of printing on it. And the print on his helmet also is not too bad. It is essentially the same print as a normal 501st Trooper. And something cool about this visor piece is that you can actually move it up. And his back print is nothing special. Definitely the worst figure in the set, the 501st Officer. I don't know why, but with his helmet, it just looks especially bad. And while I'm not already the biggest fan of the helmet holes, on some figures they don't look too bad, like on the most recent Captain Rex. But on this figure, I don't know, it just looks especially weird. Also, something that annoys me is on the box art, they misadvertised because the rangefinder was right there at that spot where it is supposed to be in universe, which is pretty annoying. And plus with his helmets, the visor doesn't really move down very well. It can just pop off super easily. And of course, printed waist cape, that always sucks. But I don't think that the print on his torso is that bad. It is also essentially the same as a normal 501st Trooper, but his belt is just blue. And his back print is actually a bit more unique. Overall, I feel like this is a decent minifigure selection. I do like having more unique clone troopers. I think that is actually pretty cool. And I do really like both of the heavy clone troopers and the sniper, but the officer just could have been done better. But overall, the selection of figures isn't too bad. But now, for the main builds. Now, obviously, the build isn't going to be the best. It's a battle pack. The build isn't really the main focus. Obviously, the reason you're buying a battle pack is mostly for the figures, but I don't think that the build on this is too bad, actually. One thing that is cool is that it is actually a miniaturized version of the AV7 cannon, which I think is actually pretty cool, because we haven't gotten a full-sized one yet. But, obviously, it isn't entirely accurate to the main one, and not just the size, but I'm going to try not to point out too many of the inaccuracies, because this was just loosely based off of it. It does have 4 legs, which do have some nice posability. There's a hinge right there, so they can move like that. And another one right here, so it can move. And there is actually this clear brick at the bottom, just to give it some extra support, which is cool, but it wasn't entirely necessary, just because the legs themselves can't fully support it. But the detailing on the sides are done very well. Those little tooth pieces are actually pretty accurate to the main thing. And the same goes for the other side. But on this side, there's actually a spot for your clone trooper. And that is most likely going to be your heavy trooper. So he can just sit right here, just like this. And he doesn't look too bad. But there definitely should have been some sort of control panel, because otherwise, it just looks a bit weird. And the seat is actually done pretty well. It does just use one of those normal pieces that go in between the minifigure's legs. And also, of course, you got the main cannon, which does have some posability. It can just move up and down just a bit. And it is actually attached by some clip pieces. And as you might have noticed, there is a spring-loaded shooter, which doesn't look particularly good. And obviously with this thing, you can just fire it just like this. So not bad. Also, if you want to go for accuracy for the actual AV7 cannon, this part is way too high because it's not supposed to be like a full square. It's more of like an actual rectangle. But, you know, also there's some very nice yellow detailing, which I think looks pretty nice. Also, the actual cannon bit doesn't look too bad. They did include this little piece at the front of it, and also this at the end. And I think it looks pretty good. Also do like how they added some of that dark red detailing. I think that also looks relatively good. And the bottom is nothing special. And in the back, there is actually a bit more red detail right there. So, overall, for a Battlepack build, it's not the worst. I have definitely seen way worse Battlepack builds, but this one definitely isn't too bad. Because I do like it when a Battlepack builds are based off of a normal vehicle in Star Wars. So, would I recommend that you get the set? I'm not 100% sure. Just because, as a standalone set, it is pretty good. The figures are very nice, and the build actually isn't too bad. This was clearly meant to be pretty much an add-on to the normal 501st Battlepack. So I would mainly recommend that you get the set if you already have the 501st Battlepack, or at least a couple of those. But even if you don't have them, it's still not that bad to get by itself. I do really like 3 of the figures, not that one. But these 3 are very good, and like I said, the build isn't the worst, actually. But if you have been eyeing the set, I would recommend that you pick it up soon, because I am pretty sure that it is set to retire by the end of this year. So overall, I'll give the set about an 8 out of 10.